So I had a couple of people reach out to me. One of them is a really good friend of mine, and he wanted me to do a reaction video to a shooting that El Centro was involved in. Apparently, El Centro PD was involved in the shooting. I was told it had to do with a minor. I purposely didn't research it. I purposely didn't look it up. This is the first time I'm seeing the video. This is the first time I'm learning what happened, okay? So we're gonna go ahead and watch the video, and let's get started.
Hello, I'm Kelly Brown, Chief of Police for the City of El Centro. You are about to view a critical incident community briefing designed to provide information about an officer-involved shooting that occurred on October 5th in the City of El Centro when the fleeing driver of a stolen vehicle drove at officers. The police department's highest priority is the preservation of life and public safety. We recognize these are serious events that impact all involved, their families, the officers, our police department, and the community. This tragic incident is currently the subject of 3 investigations. No conclusions will be made until all facts are known and the investigations are complete. All available body-worn camera and in-car camera footage that captured this event as it unfolded was used in the production of this briefing. Faces have been redacted for privacy. A warning, the video may be disturbing for some viewers.
All right, let's see.
Viewer discretion is encouraged.
Hello, I'm Acting El Centro Deputy Chief of Police Renee McNish. At approximately 6:30 p.m. on October 5th, officers from the El Centro Police Department responded after an automated license plate reader identified a stolen Hyundai Elantra traveling through the city. Patrol officers...
Time out. Those are probably all the cameras you guys see in El Centro. I see them all around town now. If pay attention, they're on these black posts. They have like a little solar panel, and they're cameras. So I'm pretty sure these are connected to a network, right? To the LPRs, license plate readers, that gives the law enforcement alerts. So keep that in mind. This is a perfect example of situations where police officers or law enforcement has information that you, the public, doesn't have, right? It looks like they got a hit on the license plate reader, and that's why they stopped them, right? So we already, right off the bat, we already know this information. So before anyone starts shoving phones into the officer's face, name and badge number, why you pulled him over? Why'd you stop him? You don't know what's going on. Let's continue.
Coordinated a search and located the vehicle in the rear parking lot of a restaurant in the 400 block of East Main Street. As you can see from the patrol unit's in-car camera, officers set up a perimeter around the parking lot and then moved to engage the vehicle.
Okay.
As the units moved towards the front of the restaurant, 2 subjects fled the area on foot.
Okay. I know exactly where this is at.
Marked police units moved and positioned themselves in the driveway with their red and blue light bar illuminated. At this point, the suspect accelerated the stolen vehicle and drove it towards officers. 2 of the officers were in direct path of the fleeing vehicle.
Okay.
That is when the officer-involved shooting occurred. Here's the video from one of the body-worn cameras showing the encounter.
Back up, go the other way. No, just leave the car here. Leave the car here. Get out, go! Watch out! Watch out! Back up, go the other way. No, just leave the car here. Leave the car here. Get out of the fucking car! Yeah! Watch out! Watch out!
Let me explain something to everyone, okay? Before we make any conclusions, I'm going to explain to you guys what I see as we go along, as we watch the video together. So far, with the information that I have, right, the information that they're giving us, justified. You have a car, you don't know who it is, you don't know if they have a firearm, you don't know how many people are in the vehicle, you don't know if this person has a criminal history. The information that you have is limited. All you know that they're in a stolen vehicle, they're refusing to stop. Middle of the night, you see red and blue lights. Adrenaline's through the roof. And then you see a car coming toward you or coming toward one of your partners in your peripheral vision. The officers have an idea what's going on, right? You might only see the body cam footage, whatever's in front of his torso, but the officer's head moves around. So if I have my partner running behind me and I see a vehicle and I know he's right here behind this, on this side of my vehicle, and the guy's coming at him and he's not stopping and he's coming toward officers with guns pointed, my life's in danger. The officer's life's in danger, guys. Let's continue.
In this still frame image from one of the body-worn camera of the officers, you can see that an El Centro Police Department officer is directly in the path of the vehicle. The second image shows 2 patrol units positioned to block the driveway entrance and exit, preventing the suspect from leaving. This animated sequence of the events shows where the car driven by the suspect was parked behind the restaurant. As officers in the patrol units approached and blocked the entire width of the driveway, the stolen car came around the corner of the building and began accelerating towards the officers. Officers and El Centro fire paramedics rendered aid, but the driver was declared.
You're driving toward the officers. Why? What do you think is going to happen?
Deceased at the scene. The driver was identified as a juvenile from the city of Brawley.
Shit.
2 juvenile passengers in the vehicle were detained, but were not charged with the crime. 2 other juvenile subjects were later located and interviewed. They also were not charged.
The incident is the subject of 3 separate but independent investigations. The El Centro Police Department is conducting an investigation to determine if any crimes were committed. The Imperial County District Attorney's Office is conducting a criminal investigation to determine if the officer's actions violated the law. Once the District Attorney's investigation is complete, the El Centro Police Department will conduct an internal investigation to determine if our officers acted according to Police Department policy and procedures.
Let me explain that to everyone at home, okay? So the District Attorney's Office is going to conduct an investigation to see if the officers that used force, if it was justified, if they broke the law, all right? So not only are these guys out there putting their life at risk in the middle of the night while you guys are while we're sleeping, right? Trying to keep us safe, there's still action against them. They put themselves in harm's way to protect the community. And when they make the decision that their life's in danger and they use force, they still have to go through this whole process, right? So not only the DA's office, that's just to see if there was any criminal wrongdoing. And then the El Centro Police is still going to conduct an internal investigation. That means it's possible that these officers didn't break the law, but that they broke some type of department policy. So think about that, right? There's case law, Grant versus Garner, Tennessee versus Garner, that govern use of force for law enforcement. But then on top of that, certain departments, certain agencies restrict it more with their policy, especially with use of force. So they still have to go through all this scrutiny, these officers. So think about that at home. All you guys people that, and I'm not a big fan, I'm gonna tell you guys right now, I'm not a big fan of El Centro PD, but you know, I'm also a reasonable person and I can see what's going on. So think about that at home, you know, before we Monday morning quarterback and we judge this officer, especially tragically he was a juvenile, but just consider that as well.
For patience as the investigations proceed and for our community to come together during this time. For more information about our policy and procedures, please visit our website. Thank you for watching this critical incident community briefing.
Man, horrible situation, guys. Tragic incident. Based on the information that I see, it looks to me that the shooting was justified. Another thing I want to touch on. Some people might say, why the necessity to just shoot so much, right? It looked like plenty of rounds were shot. It wasn't just, it sounded like multiple rounds were fired by at least 2 officers. So it's easy to watch this and say after the fact, oh, why'd you shoot so much? But in reality, these officers are making split-second decisions, okay? Let me explain something to you guys, the OODA loop, how that shit works, okay? And this is coming straight from the U.S. Marshals Academy, okay, fucking like 5 years ago. So let me break this shit down for you, for the public out there. There's something called the OODA loop process. So with my training, my experience, I know that action is quicker than reaction, all right? So I don't have the ability to wait. My brain, by the time my brain processes the threat, it's going to be too late. I'm already shot. I might be already ran over. So that's important for you guys to understand that as well. When the moment, these are split-second decisions that these officers are making on the spot. In the middle of the night, they're chasing a guy, adrenaline is through the roof, right? Look at the totality of circumstances. So yeah, look at that as well. What was the other option? What's the other officer's option? The guy that's the guy that was running toward the vehicle as the vehicle was, the guy that was right in front of the vehicle, the officer that was right in front of the vehicle, what are his options? If he goes between the other patrol car and that vehicle, he could get smashed. If he goes to the left, it looks like there was a building right there. He could get smashed or ran over. So what are your options, right? It's unfortunate that a 14-year-old juvenile, most importantly, that's one of, I think that's one of the main things here. The main focuses is that why is there a 14-year-old kid out in the middle of the night in El Centro with a fucking stolen car? Where are the parents? Where's the responsibility? As a community, instead of getting mad because he was a 14-year-old kid and getting mad at law enforcement, let's be reasonable. Why is there a 14-year-old kid out in the middle of the night running the fucking driving around with the stolen vehicles in the middle of the night in fucking El Centro? That's the question you should be asking yourself. So very unfortunate. You know, my condolences go out to the family, right? To the family of the victim. It's very, very, very unfortunate, guys. But we have to be real. We have to call it how it is, right? And we need to take accountability. So, I mean, no disrespect by the things that I'm saying. I just feel that, you know, I'm sure a lot of the people feel the same way. I'm just the one saying it. But law enforcement, you know, El Centro PD, you're not my favorite. But, you know, I understand. I respect what you guys do. You know, that you guys are handling business out there, keeping us safe at night. And I know it's a tough job, what you guys do. So, what are your thoughts? Let me know. Comment down below. Interested to know what you guys think. If you guys have any questions, I was a use of force instructor for many years. I was a less than lethal instructor with the U.S. Marshals Service. So I have a pretty good idea on case law and use of force continuum and tactics, totality of circumstances, and that sort of stuff. So you guys let me know what you guys think. Let me know if you guys have any questions. And make sure to follow, subscribe, share this with your guys' friends, and comment down below.